Hey, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this afternoon's VZWBuzz recap. Today, I am thrilled to have Jason Ramsey. Once again, we try to bring him on as often as possible because I know all of you guys want to take a close look at his good advice and his good looks as well. Hey, Jason.
Hey, Monica, I don't know if I can live up to that or not.
Look at your background. Where are you?
Well, I'm at home right now, but I have the School of Rock banner flying behind me. This is the performance logo here over my shoulders, so I'm
It
kind of
looked familiar. Yeah, let us see it. Yeah, swanky. It has a guitar. I love that.
Yeah.
And we were talking about some of the new School of Rock that have opened around the country, right? We saw the Huntington Beach one in California. Any other?
Huntington Beach. Let's see. I just met one of the new owners from Australia. They're getting Australia off the ground. They've just signed deals in England across the pond. So I mean, there's School of Rock's popping up everywhere.
Yes, and just tell everyone what's the School of Rock. Some of us know and love it, but it'd be a great reminder for everyone. And where are you?
I am in Wichita, Kansas, but we are a performance-based music educator. It's a franchise. We have about 150 schools in the system right now, and we teach kids to play music by performing on stage. So I always tell the kids when they come in, we don't teach music to put on shows. We put on shows to teach music.
Oh, I love that. I love that. And we have seen some of the kids' performances that you've shared on some of the social platforms. They're pretty amazing. Of course, what can you say?
It's amazing how fast. Yeah, it's amazing how fast kids can get good when you give them an opportunity to play with each other. They really respond better than they do just taking a private lesson and going home and playing by themselves for a week and then going back and having another lesson. It really opens them up.
Yeah, it's such a great form of expression, and of course we all know how important music education is to all academic achievement, connections with math, accomplishments, and more. So music isn't just a great hobby or a wonderful practice, but it's also great support for academic knowledge. And today we're going to give away this beautiful Droid Turbo, and it comes cherry, red, or in black, and we're thrilled to be giving this away. So we're going to choose a winner again by identifying those of you that can tell us the top nuggets that you got of information, your top tips that you garnered from today's chat. And that's what this recap is about, is to really summarize for you just the key learnings and some of the best advice. And we learn most from each other, actually, as you know. And we're going to learn a little bit from Jason in just a few minutes. But if you picked up some valuable tips that you're going to use as far as mobile music, we'd love to know what they are. We're going to pick a winner right from the stream. So Jay, I know you were on a few months ago, and we talked about music apps, right, and some of the ways that we stream music. And I'd love to remind people, what are your favorites? Which ones do you use? If you use any specific ones, and why?
Well, there's so many, and there's so many different uses or reasons for an app. I kind of go through phases of things I like. I've recently been trying out the Beats music. I really like the interface of that, but I'm not sure if I can afford paying for another service, because I already pay for Spotify and I pay for iTunes Match, which is, I'm glad iTunes has finally figured out what Google did a couple of years ago with Google Music, is you want to be able to access your music anywhere, no matter how large your library is, and mine is, you know, large enough that they don't make phones to hold it all. So
I bet.
I would have to say lately, iTunes Match I've been using a lot, and Spotify. I've really been on a Spotify kick lately, and we're also using that in our school. So when we have our shows, we put our song lists on Spotify and share them with the students, and that seems to work really well.
Oh, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I love what you say about iTunes Match, because it's true that services need to keep up with how consumers want to actually use their content, right? The content that we've paid for. So What do you think about the controversy over Taylor Swift and Spotify? Since we have you, we'll talk a little gossip.
Well, first of all, I'm a Taylor Swift fan. I know that's probably not doesn't give me much street cred with the kids since I do run the School of Rock, but she's very talented. She's a great songwriter. And when you're as big as she is, you can do whatever you want to. So hats off to her. If she can leverage it in that way and be successful and sell some more records, she's one of the few out there that's selling records, so it's hard to argue with.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that new record. It sounds completely different to her prior records, and it's just so bold. I understand also that New York City has given her some kind of ambassador job because she's now living here, and it's an unusual job. She's got the job of helping translate some of the New York City jargon, like explaining what bodega means to people. So that's kind of an unusual job. But yeah, New York City is quite enamored with her living here now. But anyway, so that's the gossip nugget of the day for you.
That almost sounds like it could be a bid on Jimmy Fallon. Yeah.
Actually, you're right. It could be a skit. Maybe we are on candid camera. Tell me a little bit about. I wanted to actually share. Many of us, have great big music libraries, and sometimes we'd like to do something with the music, to actually maybe manipulate it a little bit, either add a beat to it. Do you ever do that with your music? Do you use any apps or any technology to maybe change a little bit some of the songs, rearrange songs?
I don't do that.
No, okay.
I wish I was that creative. I have teachers who do that. I think the most popular app that they use right now is IMPC, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if that's what it's called or not, but you can make beats with that, and you can, cut songs and mash stuff together, and it's really cool.
That's good. That's great. Yeah, I know that when you have a fun song that you want to speed up the beat to, if you're going to use that for exercise, somebody was recommending Audacity. Is an app that you can accelerate the beat if you wanted to run to it or something like that. Sometimes a song can use a little bit of that,
There's also another one of those called the Amazing Slowdowner, and you can actually slow it down or speed it up. And our kids use that a lot when learning a song, especially if it's a really fast song. You want to learn it in parts, which is essentially what you're saying. You could, instead of speeding it up, though, they can slow it down and take it apart.
Yeah, yeah.
But that's a really good one, too.
So that was called what again?
The Amazing Slowdowner.
Amazing Slowdowner. Okay, I'll have to check that out because I actually love to do that with songs, and sometimes it could be quite fun. When you actually have people at home, Jay, what is your gear? What's your setup? What are your speakers? How do you use music at home when you're entertaining?
You're going to be disappointed in me because
A turntable.
I have a turntable. I have an old realistic receiver.
Awesome.
And I can plug. I usually use, honestly, lately I've been using my Galaxy S5 and plugging it straight into the back of the receiver and playing it through some voice of the theater speakers that are from the 60s, but they sound pristine. So all my gear at home is vintage, except for the source where the music's coming from.
That's fantastic. That is so fantastic. I still recall, being very young and getting as a present a vintage, even back then, which was the old turntable, with that little pointy thing, and the old thick records. And I didn't know any of the music, but it was such fun to play, and the sound was so unique.
With today's digital music that we have, it's amazing, and it's right at our fingertips, and I love it, but I do miss that physical aspect of actually having the record and the album art, where you can unfold it.
Yeah.
SoundHound, to me, is a great app that gives you a piece of that because it's very in-depth when you open it up. If you don't know a song and you want to find out what the song is, it gives you all the album artwork, it gives you lyrics, it gives you facts about the song. That's a really cool app to kind of bring that experience back.
Yeah, so remind me again of the name of that app. I want to make sure I make a note of all these.
It's called SoundHound, and I think it came up in the chat earlier. I think Paul posed the question, if you don't know a song, how do you figure out what it is? And that's the app I use for that.
Sound Hound. I love that.
Hmm.
It's a Shazam type thing to identify
Exactly.
the song.
It's Shazam, but much richer, I would say.
Oh, great, great. Yeah, I do know that there's also a lot of people that use apps to be able to identify songs and lyrics because sometimes they're very, they're kind of quite difficult to to know what they're saying, or in some cases you actually don't want to, remember what they're saying. Like, did he say that? Did he really? Yeah, I was at a Soul Cycle class and I'm thinking, those lyrics are, I don't think I heard that right, but anyway, keep biking, keep cycling. Just don't worry about it too much. So tell me about how you create playlists. So, what are some of the groupings that you do? Because that people can always use like some creative ideas on building playlists and such.
When I make a playlist for myself personally, it's usually built around a mood. I'll have, for instance, yesterday I was working on an acoustic playlist, and when you hear the word acoustic, you think, oh, well, that's singer-songwriter stuff with one guitar. But when I think of acoustic stuff, I think of any kind of slower, more mellow song that has acoustic instruments, whether it be piano or guitar, and it doesn't mean it can't have electric guitar in it. So that's kind of how I make my lists. Like I said, I worked on that yesterday. I was also working on a classic metal playlist, which I'm sure you know all about. You're a big metal fan, right, Monica?
Oh yeah, yeah, I am.
But that's it's all to me. It's all about the mood, what kind of mood you're in.
That's very cool. Yeah, so it's not just by genre necessarily, but also travel music, obviously exercise music, favorites. I used to have a playlist called Favorites, and I realized that over the years it changes and changes and changes. And so it's more, you're right, about the mood, and it's incredible how creative you can feel when you're playing music that you love, right? Do you actually, play music when you're needing to do something creative, or is that something that you use as an aid for any other of your activities?
Music is life to me, and I've always been really into music even before the School of Rock. And it's strange because I listen to music at work all day, every day, obviously, but we also have a radio playing up front in the reception area in my office, and it plays the entire time we're open. So I just, to answer your question, yeah, I use it all the time, whether I'm trying to be creative, whether I'm trying to get tasks done. It really doesn't matter. It's kind of always there.
Yeah, that's so cool. Sometimes I find myself I forgot to turn on the tunes, and I've been missing something, around in the office. Although you can't play it too much when there's too many people here because they all want different music.
And if you'll notice too, when you go in retail stores, they have music playing, and a lot of times the music's tailored to whatever they want your shopping experience to be. So music, just good music, if it is good, moves you. So.
Yeah, yeah, this is so true that yeah, Robin is horrified that I love Metallica. I'm a Headbanger fan. You have to have a variety, my sweet Robin. And I'm so excited. I'm going to see her next weekend. We have the New York Summit. I'm thrilled. Um, this has been like such a great summary. I love that you are our go-to person for music, mobile music. And I think that with mobile devices now, we do so much. I know my Sammy right now is at a debate tournament, and she uses her music to, psych herself into the debate round, and then also to, wind down. And so I love how, music is such a part of life, and that you can come and share some of your ideas and some of your lifestyle with us.
I really appreciate it. I love these things. I always love being invited. You know that.
Yeah, yeah. How are we doing with our goal of subscriptions to School of Rock this year? We have a goal for next year too, right?
Yeah, I don't remember what we talked about last time. It's been a while, but I think right now we're at about 125 kids. So
wow,
the graph looks good. It's growing at a nice and steady pace, and I think it's going to be awesome.
I'm so excited. And people can really join at any point during the year, right?
Absolutely. We do this year round, and it's kind of like a merry-go-round that never stops.
Mm-hmm.
Once you get on, it's hard to get off. So, yeah, you can join anytime. We're open year-round, and this is all we do. We don't sell retail. We don't sell instruments. We don't sell accessories. All we do is teach.
Yeah, it's so I think that is so great. And in the School of Rock, you can be a beginner or you can be an expert and still be part of a band and be part of the team and just play to your level, right? It doesn't mean like if you were to join a dance class or something, the class kind of progresses together. Whereas I would think in the School of Rock, there's room for everyone of all levels at any point during the year that people want to join in, right?
Absolutely. And I think when you're talking about activities for your kids, a lot of kids play sports, and that's
Mhm.
great. I played sports growing up. And to me, sports really can be inspiring. And a lot of kids in sports, as they get older, they have less and less of opportunity to be involved in sports because it's so competitive. Music is not competitive at all. And I always point out to the parents when they come in, I mean, we're in the music business, but what we're selling is inspiration. We want kids to be inspired and be creative and have their thing.
And something they can practice at home. And, in Mexico, you'd be hard pressed to find people that don't play the guitar, right? And
Right.
there's always a guitar somewhere. And if there's a group of people, if there's two, chances are at the end of one evening, so one of them is going to start playing and the other one's going to join in the song.
I'm glad you brought that up because now that you mention it, every time we have dinner and we put on Spanish guitar, I always think of you now that we've met.
Yep, yep. I used to string it. Maybe in one of these recaps, as we move on, I will pull out the guitar and string along. No, just kidding. That was haven't used one in a long time. I'll need to go to the School of Rock and really get some training before I actually do something like that. But maybe you should play, Jason. What's your favorite instrument?
I play a little guitar, and when I say a little, I mean very little. I would never say I play guitar in front of any of my instructors because I am not a musician. I bet you're better than I am.
Ah, no. I certainly am not. But all right, I'll tell you what. We do have a winner of today's recap for this amazing Droid Turbo. This phone is so incredible. It has a battery that will last you 48 hours without charging, and then once it's out of battery, you'll charge it 100% in 15 minutes. It also has a 21 megapixel camera, and we're grateful to both Motorola and Verizon for providing this fabulous price. And our winner today, I'm going to actually do a post on Twitter, as Misty requested, her name is Jane Joey XO. So congratulations, Jane Joey XO. You are going to be getting this particular device actually next week. Early next week, we'll be shipping out to you. And we also have a winner of the Life on Fios photo and video contest that we launched 2 weeks ago. And we had some incredible entries. The winner on this contest is actually going to be posted now by Marty and Misty, right? Show us the entry.
Oh, wow.
That is so incredible and so creative. We had a couple of, well, actually, we had over 100 entries on this contest. It was great, and some incredibly creative, wonderful entries. Here's a couple of the runner-ups, if you want to show those to Marty and Misty. Actually, we don't have the runner-ups, but anyway, we will post them later. Oh, you do? Okay. Here's one, a rock, paper, scissors. And this one is also a video. And then I Dream of Jen. Did a great job with these, lanterns, jack-o'-lanterns popped up somewhere. I'm absolutely in awe of all your creativity, and I'm so grateful that you were able to participate. The winner is going to receive a Samsung Galaxy camera. This is a pretty amazing camera as well. So thank you so much for entering. And we will see you next week. We are actually going to be at the NFL headquarters broadcasting our Twitter chat and our Twitter recap. So come and join us, and we will see you all next week. Robin, Robin's World, and Geek Babe, Gene Parks, will be with me live, so you'll get to meet a bunch of the team as well. Thank you so much. Thank you, Jay. Have a great weekend.
Thank you, Monica. Thanks for having me.
And thanks, everyone. See you next week.